Welcome, everyone. Hello. Welcome, everyone. This is the December 5th meeting of the Largo City Commission. I'd like to welcome everyone. And we'll begin the meeting with an invocation by Pastor Aaron Philippone from Indian Rocks Baptist Church. And afterwards, please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Didn't know these meetings were so lively. Good evening. Thank you for being here tonight. Let's pray together. God in heaven, we're grateful to live in this city, and we're grateful to be here with our families and our children. And especially this time of the year, I'm so thankful for all that you've done to make this such a great place. God, I pray that you pour out your blessings on these men and women who work so hard to make our city great. God, I pray that you would resource us. I pray that you would protect us. I've never felt safer than in this room right now with so many new paramedics who are taking care of our city. And so, God, thank you. That is a sign of your blessing. God, I do pray that you would help us, especially during the Christmas season, to think of you and all that you've done for us. God, we look forward to the future of what you're doing here in our city and abroad. God, I pray your protection on our county, on those who lead, our commissioners, our mayor, our vice mayor. God, we're so grateful. God, I pray for this meeting. We're grateful to be together tonight, and I pray that we would get to celebrate all the great things that you're doing here. We pray these things in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, and I neglected to ask that you please silence or turn off your cell phones during the meeting. And we have some wonderful ceremonial items on the agenda tonight, and we will begin with the Citizens Academy Class of 2023 graduation.
Well, good evening, Vice Mayor, City Manager Kerp, Commission, Attorney Zimmern. We're so excited to present to you tonight the graduating class of 2023 for the Largo Citizens Academy. So these dedicated community members since September have been devoting their Monday evenings and Saturday as well to learning all about what it takes to grow and build the community of choice in Tampa Bay. So we're very excited for them, and we're excited to present them to you. Now, first, I do want to say thank you so much to the Commission, to administration, for your continued support of the Citizens Academy, such a fabulous program to help create Largo's next leaders. So thank you so much. Also want to say thank you to my teammates, my fellow Academy deans, who spend a great deal of time facilitating each session. And so that would be City Clerk Diane Bruner, Deputy City Clerk Courtney Fogarty, and Community Engagement Administrator Julianne Perez. So we're really appreciative of them and also all of the teams. So every department works so hard to present a session each week that is engaging and fun for the participants. So thank you very much to all the teams who have done that over the last few months as well. So we're very excited tonight. Now, if you're at home, you're watching at home, or you're in the audience and you're wondering, what do the Citizens Academy participants get to do? Well, our multimedia technician, Preston Jarvis, along with our deans, have been documenting every session. And so he's put together a great video to tell the story of the 2023 Citizens Academy class. So Preston, I'll let you roll that. The slide at Highland is a fan favorite every year, so great to see us still enjoying that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to announce the names of all of our graduates, and when I announce your name, if you'll come forward and gather right here in the front. And we don't have these certificates tonight because Mayor Brown usually signs those on Tuesday, and he couldn't be here today, so we'll have those for you and mailed as well. But come up front, and then once everyone's up front, we'll do a quick photo. So with that, I'm going to step over here, and I'll start calling your names. So congratulations to our class of 23, Robert Aspie, David Brennan, Ernie Bach, Eric Eifert, Elaine Lance, Lacey Lingelbach, Pete Mudiapa, Kay Oken, Susan Schneck, Jasmine Scott, Tanya Scott, Angie Trapp, Henry Trent, Peggy Tucker, and Shannon Turner. And what we'll probably need to do is gather in a little bit, if we can kind of squeeze in for that shot there. Yeah, kind of come over this way. And as Preston is taking that photo, I did want to say we have Patricia Curran could not be here tonight. Also, one of our graduates, Vladimir Kirienko, he could not be here tonight, but he did email in and offer his gratitude for the Academy, so really appreciative of that. And lastly, I do want to say for anyone who is interested, this looks like fun, you want to be a part of the next Citizens Academy, they are accepting applications. The City Clerk's Office is accepting applications for the 2024 Academy right now at largo.com/volunteer. So do go online today and fill out your application for next year's Largo Citizens Academy. One more. All right, congratulations again to the class of 2023. Thank you all so much.
As a graduate of Largo Citizens Academy, I have to let you know that it is a lot of fun, but also a terrific learning experience. And it's also a wonderful opportunity to learn about the city and become more involved. I hope a lot of the graduates here will actually apply to be on one of our advisory boards. Largo thrives on citizen input. And if anybody out there wants to apply for a seat on an advisory board, find an application on our website, largo.com, and please sign up. So, our next item is the swearing in of firefighters, and Chief Pippin.
Thank you, sir. I will concur with your comments about the Citizens Academy. Class of 2018 was an excellent experience, so I'd recommend it. Vice Mayor, Commissioners, City Manager Kerp, thank you for allowing Largo Fire Rescue the opportunity to congratulate 6 of our newest firefighters on the completion of their probationary period. Over the last 12 months, these members have been extremely busy learning what it takes to be a firefighter in our great city. They have been required to learn a lot from new and important skills, and they have been constantly tested and evaluated on these skills. This is a very challenging 12 months for a probationary firefighter, and I'm proud to say they have all exceeded the challenge. Congratulations. In addition to swearing in the firefighters, which Mr. Zimmett will do here in a few minutes, I will present each of the firefighters a yellow fire helmet. The yellow fire helmet is a tradition with Largo Fire Rescue and many other Pinellas County Fire Departments. It signifies that a probationary firefighter has earned the privilege to wear a yellow fire helmet in lieu of a black probationary fire helmet. All firefighters want the yellow helmet. So I'm going to start by calling each of them individually, give a quick bio, and then, Alan, we can swear them in, okay? Scott Frechette, if you'll come to the front, please. You'll stand right here. And actually, you have family here, correct?
My daughter Ava is here.
Okay, Ava, raise your hand. I want to embarrass you. Scott has been married to his wife Laura for 23 years, unfortunately couldn't be here. They have twin daughters, Evelyn and Ava. Ava's present, who are 16 years old. They live in Seminole and are currently building a house in Seminole. So I read this and I thought, well, brand new employee, 12 months, the stress of that, and building a house, and 16-year-old daughters. Previous to employment with Largo Fire Rescue, Scott served 20 years in the U.S. Army. Very nice. Scott has had a very successful probationary year. He performs very well on the fire ground and EMS calls. He has very good bedside manner with his patients. One of his most memorable calls during his probationary period was a very serious incident involving an alligator that took place near Station 39. Scott handled himself well and made sure the public was safe. Thank you, Scott. Scott looks to get his certifications on all departments' apparatus in the next couple of years, and we look forward to, Scott, we look forward to you having a very long and successful career with Largo Fire Rescue. Thank you. Magnus Michael. Magnus, you have some family here. Do you want to just acknowledge them?
Yeah. Family's over there. Mother, father. Brother.
Welcome, family. Magnus is 24 years old and grew up in Pinellas County near Fire Station number 40. He was one of our Largo Fire Rescue Explorers when he was a teenager, not that long ago. He graduated from Pinellas Park High School and was part of the first responder program. Magnus completed his firefighting training at the Florida State Fire College. He comes from a long line of firefighters, including his father, Lieutenant Lance Michael, uncles, and grandfather. His hobbies include jiu-jitsu, boating, and learning everything about his new career at Largo Fire Rescue. Congratulations, Magnus. And Bob. Haley Paul. Haley, if you want to acknowledge your family and friends.
I have a lot of them. They're all right there.
Thank you for coming. Haley is a firefighter EMT assigned to Station 39 on C shift. She was born in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and moved to Largo at age 15. She currently lives in Clearwater with her boyfriend, Brendan. Brendan is here?
Yes.
Temple Terrace firefighter. Haley graduated from Seminole High School in 2016. She attended St. Pete College for her EMT certification and Leary Technical College for Fire Academy. She worked for Sunstar for 5 years prior to getting hired with Largo Fire Rescue. And Haley has done a great job during her probationary year at Largo Fire Rescue. She is also looking to advance her career. She just recently began paramedic school. Thank you. Haley is a great member of Largo Fire Rescue, and we're very happy to have her here. Thank you, Haley. Evan Siebold. Evan, do you have some family here?
Dad, brother, mom, girlfriend.
A lot. All right, good. Evan is this. Did I get you in trouble? Evan is a second-generation firefighter. His dad in the back is a lieutenant at Palm Harbor Fire Rescue. And the second of siblings to follow his father's footsteps. Your brother works for Lauman, right? Could work for Largo. I'm just throwing that out there. He went to Fire Academy right out of high school and jumped into the field as soon as he could. After a few months with Sunstar EMS, he was hired here with the City of Largo as a firefighter EMT. Evan is currently enrolled in paramedic school, looking to advance himself and the department. Thank you, Evan. In his free time, Evan enjoys traveling with his family, taking pictures with his very old cameras, plural, and playing pickleball with his friends. All true, correct?
Yes.
All right, thank you, Evan. Congratulations. Brittany Shriver. Brittany, real quick, do you have friends and family you want to acknowledge?
Yes, sir, the row behind Billy.
The whole row. All right, very good. Brittany was born and raised in Clearwater. She is a daughter of Brian and Jana Shriver. They're here. Welcome. The Alabama shirt, right. After attending Clearwater High, she went to the University of Louisiana Monroe, where she played soccer. After trying some other occupations that did not have the excitement she was looking for, she decided on the fire service. She started her education in emergency medical services at St. Petersburg College, where she completed emergency medical training, Hillsborough Community College for Fire Academy, the School of EMS, where she completed her paramedic certification, and Brittany came to Largo Fire Rescue with previous experience. She worked at Pasco County Fire Rescue, Newport Richey Fire Rescue, and Sunstar. Port Richey. Not Newport Richey, Port Richey. She has completed her state pump operator course and is one class away from finishing up her inspector certification. Next October, Brittany will be getting married to her fiance, Zach Swilley, who is a Hillsborough County firefighter. All right, I got that right? All right. Congratulations, Brittany. Mr. Vice Mayor, we have one more that is stuck in traffic, so I was kind of hoping he'd be here by now, but just in case he's in his car in traffic listening to this, I'd like to go ahead and read his bio if possible.
Please do.
All right. Alan Stucks. Alan comes to us from the Tallahassee area, where he worked for both Leon County EMS for 7 years and Wakulla County EMS for an additional 2 years. Alan brought those 9 years of experience to Largo Fire Rescue and has built on it by completing paramedic school while at Largo Fire Rescue. Alan, while on probation and completing monthly probation tests, also passed his National Registry paramedic test and the Pinellas County EMS capstone to become a county-cleared paramedic for Largo Fire Rescue. And if all that wasn't enough, and all of Alan's limited downtime, he was able to fit in getting a second job at Hillsborough County Jail System as a paramedic. He is from the Tallahassee, and a big thing with him, he's a Florida State Seminole fan. So congratulations, Alan. Hopefully you're listening. If so, congratulations. Waiting long enough.
Raise your right hand. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I'll support and protect the Constitution of the United States and of the state of Florida against all enemies, domestic or foreign, and that I'll bear true faith, loyalty, and allegiance to the same. That I'm entitled to hold office under the Constitution. That I will faithfully perform all of the duties of the office of firefighter in the city of Largo, upon which I'm about to enter.
Can I get a shot of this right
I don't want to stand for the picture.
They're going to shine in their shoes or something.
Let's give them one more round. And another auspicious ceremonial for our fire rescue folks is recognition of our extraction team. Extrication. Extrication. Too many syllables for me, so.
Yes, this is the Largo Extrication Team. It's a competitive
Extrication.
Extrication Team.
Can we
yes,
all
sir.
say that? Extrication.
So first off, I want to thank all the commissioners, city manager, vice mayor for inviting us to come and be recognized and have us speak to you real briefly, kind of explain what the extrication team is. little bit of our history with Largo. If you don't know, Largo extrication team started back in 1997. They were around for about 10 years, and they were very successful. So the extrication team travels mostly nowadays in Florida. We've gone to New York as well. But in the past, they've traveled the country, traveled North America, and they compete against other teams. There's 6 people on the team. There's usually 2 to 3 scenarios per competition. They're graded on everything from scene management, scene safety, of course, patient care, and the tool work of extricating a patient or patients out of a vehicle. So this team, so again, we started in 1997, that's our history. In 2007, the team kind of disbanded, the funding wasn't there, and that kind of happened all over the nation at that time. So in 2021, I had the bright idea to start it up again, and didn't really know what else to get myself into at all. But I did have a group of individuals that volunteered, and this is a volunteer group. We don't get paid for this. The department has been extremely generous and supportive for per diems and paying for travel and entry fees. But the training that these guys and girls put in just about every Friday year-round for about 4 hours a day at the junkyard at LKQ off of Starkey Road, that's all their time. So extremely dedicated group of individuals that have, some of them have come and gone. Some of them we've rotated a couple guys and girls on and off the team, which is it's good for the department because we're sharing that knowledge with more than just the 6 individuals that are competing. The group here right now consists of acting lieutenants, SWAT medics, hazmat technicians, tech rescue technicians, guys that have been awarded with Fire Officer of the Year, Firefighter of the Year, Heroism Awards. Multiple members of the team have been Crew Members of the Year award recipients over the years as well. So not only are they dedicated to their craft and extrication, but they're well-rounded. These are dedicated individuals for the city of Largo, for the Largo Fire Department. So when we send these guys and girls off to New York, to Miami, and next September we'll be honored to go to the Azores, islands off the coast of Portugal, to represent the United States and the city of Largo on the world stage. So when we send these guys and girls out, you can all rest assured that we're sending some of the cream of the crop for Largo Fire Rescue. So this team right now has been around for about 2 years. It's had great success. We won first place in Turk up in Long Island, New York, in the end of October. And that's what qualified us for the World's competition in September. So without further ado, I'll introduce them. And if you guys want to come up and line up as I introduce you, and we'll get your picture taken as well. So our IC, captain of the team, Billy Stark. Next to him, Spencer Van Buskirk. Dane Mata, our technician. Alex Rivas, one of our medics as well. Kyle Parker, technician. Nick LeBlanc, technician / medic. Christina Lamb. And Jameson Kinsey. So this is Largo's extrication team, better known as LXT. These are the guys and girls that have been representing Largo as well as anybody could for the last 2 years in competitions, training, bringing that competition information back to the crews. We'll give them one last round of applause.
Sorry, hi folks. Real quick, I just want to let you know, if you guys don't know, this is Lieutenant Ben Gibo. This team would not be here, like he said, without him, but also with him, he's the one that puts the trainings on for us. So even though I am the team captain when we go out and compete, if it wasn't for him to teach us and guide us, we would not be the team we are. So if you guys could please give applause for Lieutenant Ben.
Congratulations. Good work. Hey, congratulations. Great job.
Let's give everyone a minute to settle down or go out and have a congratulatory dinner.
Thanks for coming. These people all came to see us.
We're all heroes now.
Oh, they're done. We're through. Yeah, we're done.
One thing to make it Sunday, that'll be real quick too.
Okay, let's continue. If you can kind of keep it down just a little bit as you leave. And let's move on to citizen comment. Do we have any cards?
Yes, I have 4 cards tonight. First is Samantha Stokes.
There. Go ahead. You have our attention.
Okay. Hi, my name is Samantha Stokes. I am a resident of Largo on 127th Place. I am from Largo. I was born here. My son, Ocean, is 8 years old, and he attends the Highland Rec Center camp. He goes there for Thanksgiving camp, Schools Out camp, summer camp, and only recently aftercare. So he was awarded the Student of the Month for Fairness this month. He also received straight A's, just to give you a picture of who he is. In the past, we loved Highland Rec. I always felt safe there. He is very well known there. People know him by name. My issue tonight is the exposure that he's experiencing with other campers and the lack of discipline. He's being exposed to foul language, physical altercations. I shouldn't have to explain to an 8-year-old what a B word is and why the counselors are being called that. I shouldn't have to explain to him what fist fights are and why campers are having that happen. It was only recently, in this last 2 weeks ago at Thanksgiving camp, that I got a notification from counselor saying that he was in an altercation with another camper. He also got into my car, like always, and told me that he got picked up by this camper and then dropped on his bottom, hitting his head. He said he was fine. He only sat out for a few minutes with ice, but he was still upset, and he's had issues with this camper, and I've also talked to the counselors. They seemed as frustrated as I do. They don't seem supported. My concern is I read the parent handbook and I reread it. I see a code of conduct. I do not understand where we are missing the call here. I don't understand how this camper can have an altercation with my son and then 2 days later get into a fist fight and there be no consequences, or at least nothing notified to me. I cannot assure him his safety while at that camp. I can't tell him that anymore because history has shown me that they may get uh-oh notes, they may get notes home, they may get suspended and allowed back. I sent an email to the director. I basically got a response that she is proud of our program and no questions, no concerns, and no apology. I'm here as a parent to ask you for help and to look into it and possibly go talk to the counselors there because I feel like there's a disconnect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Dwight Bolanowski.
Good evening, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, staff, public. I'm just here one more time for the 1178, and I want to congratulate all the hard work that you folks have done in order to make all the improvements that were necessary in order to satisfy all of the residents of Largo. I just wanted to bring up a fact that I looked at the last video and there were a lot of questions toying about the 25-foot boat. A boat and a trailer are considered an RV. So in order to consider a 25-foot boat, you also have to consider the trailer that is required in order to be on. The trailer usually has a 4 or a 5-foot hitch length between the boat and the trailer, or the vehicle, I mean. So therefore, 30 feet would probably be your ideal number to make it for the length of a RV. RV being boat, trailer, travel trailer, motorhome, those items. And of course, travel trailer goes from the back of the trailer to the hitch for the length, and a motorhome goes from bumper to bumper. So anyway, I can't hear myself. Anyway, the placement of that boat on the trailer has to be balanced so that there is a safe towing ability for that item. Therefore, the RVs should be around 30 feet at the most length, and it should not, while being parked on your property, encroach on any part of any right-of-way. Platforms that have been mentioned were concrete, asphalt, gravel, and the like. My question is going to be, are there going to be permits required in order to put those platforms under those vehicles? The other item I wanted to bring up was our taxes. I'm not sure how Largo gets their money from the Pinellas County tax collector, but the taxes that I send, the envelope is addressed to a P.O. box in Tampa, another county away. And I do not understand why our funds are going to another city in another county. How does it get back to us? That is my main question, and I have not gotten any answers from anybody. And I'm just about ready to ask the television stations to look into it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Mark Clutho.
Mark Clutho, Largo. Well, set a record. US&A is pumping more oil than ever. Yeah, so you can power all those RVs and boats. So then what do we get? CO2 level highest in human history. And the beaches take a beating. And the Atlantic hurricanes are intensifying faster, study says. And this headline says Antarctica's sea ice at an unprecedented low. And coral researchers see mass mortality amid Florida Keys bleaching crises. Oh, and then here, climate change will be a fiscal disaster. Yeah, and your new city hall, talk about a fiscal disaster. Talk about an eyesore. That turns my stomach every time I go down West Bay. So hideous, so pathetic. You know, as Winston Churchill said in 1960, we shape our buildings thereafter they shape us. Well, as these headlines here say so succinctly, the word is correlation. You're making stupid buildings, your library, your community center, your rec center, your city hall. You're not supposed to cough or sneeze into your hand. You do it like this.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, how many announcements have there been? And you're going to rent a government? I don't think so. This is so sad. The future is dim. Really, really dim.
Thank you.
Next speaker is Craig Murtha.
Craig Murtha, Velma Drive, Largo. I wanted to talk tonight about parking and how it affects behavior, whether we have abundant parking or restricted parking. And Largo has been very progressive about reducing parking, going the direction we need to go so we can create more pedestrian-friendly places. But I started, over the years, I've just been observing behavior, like just a couple of little anecdotes. I was listening to the radio one time, and a guy was living in New York City, and they asked him what he was going to do when he, if he won the lottery. He said, well, I'm going to move to a building that has parking, and then I'm going to get a car. So it just right away I'm thinking, having apartments with lots of parking is attracting more cars, and when we have more cars, we have more traffic. So that's why it is good that I've seen one of the most recent buildings you've approved. You've really scaled down on the parking. And I knew another friend, he was moving to San Francisco from Florida. And this is back in the 90s. And he read that it was going to cost him about $200 a month to park his car, because most buildings didn't have free parking. So he sold his car in Florida and took the Greyhound out to San Francisco and lived very comfortably there without a car. And another friend lived in Cleveland, and I was telling him these same stories, and he said, yeah, when I lived in Cleveland, I found that it was cheaper for me to leave my car at home and take the bus in, because parking was so expensive in Cleveland. So they avoided it that way. And the last story, when I was in Miami Beach a few years ago, I met a young guy, and he was working the door at a restaurant, and he said he just drove from Iowa. And I said, yeah. I said, where do you park here in Miami Beach? It's so expensive. And he said, oh, I'm selling my car. I just moved here 2 weeks ago, but it's just not enough parking. I'm selling it. I don't need a car here. So just ideas and just thoughts of why you're doing the right thing and why we should keep moving rapidly towards reducing parking, because parking really is the enemy of public transportation, and it's the enemy of walkability. Because, I know with me, most of the places in Pinellas County I can go to and not have to take public transportation. There are a handful of places I do take it now, like up and down the beach. The beach trolley is excellent, very fast. I mean, I always look on my phone. I'll check and see how long it takes me to drive from, let's say, Indian Rocks Beach to Treasure Island or Clearwater Beach or St. Pete Beach, and it's just about the same amount of time. But the difference is, once I get to these different barrier islands, I don't have to park. So, so there's parts of Pinellas County that are there, but if we keep reducing parking, we're going to get all of Pinellas County pedestrian friendly and mass transit friendly. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all the cards.
Thank you. Can you make a note to please look into Mrs. Stokes' issue and to get a report back to the commission as to exactly what happened and what's been done? Thank you. Let's move on and to approval of the agenda.
Move approval. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 5-0. And approval of the minutes.
Move approval. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 5-0. And will you please read the consent docket?
Item 6, authorization to purchase mowing services for ditches, creeks, and drainage conveyances from All American Maintenance and Rehab to, parentheses, AAM, utilizing School Board of Pinellas County, Florida, contract number 24-968-033 in the estimated amount of $250,000. Item 7, authorization to purchase 25 additional user licenses for the enterprise permitting licensing software from Tyler Technologies in the estimated amount of $56,425. Item 8, authorization to purchase technical support services for Community Development Department for a one-year period from Central Square Technologies in the estimated amount of $60,800. Item 9, authorization to purchase firefighter protective clothing, cleaning, inspection, and repair services from Gear Wash LLC in the amount of $54,550. Item 10, authorization to purchase replacement firefighter protective clothing from 10-8 Fire Equipment Incorporated in accordance with Lake County Contract Number 22-730K in the amount of $157,500.
Thank you. You've heard the consent docket. Do I have a motion?
I move to approve the consent docket without commission discussion, including staff background provided in the commission packets.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 5-0. Well, thank you. We have no public hearings. We'll move on to legislative matters. Authorization to purchase ammunition from Florida Bullet Incorporated for use in police department weapons in the estimated amount of $76,000.
Good evening. Sergeant Meisner with the Largo Police Department. If you have any questions about the item, I'm here to answer those.
Do you have any presentation or?
I do not. The
Okay.
sole source documentation was added with that. It's part of our annual training and equipment budget.
Okay. This is a public hearing. Do we have any cards on this issue?
I have no cards.
All right, then.
I can't vote on this. These are clients of mine.
All right. And filled out the paperwork, right?
I already filled it out.
Okay. Is there any public input into this? Okay, we'll close the public hearing. Are there any questions from the commission?
I move to approve the authorization to purchase ammunition from Florida Bullet, Inc. for the use of police department weapons in the estimated amount of $76,000.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Abstain.
Passes 4-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So moving on to staff reports, would that be an abstention or just?
Yeah, he abstained. He needs to fill out the form and provide it to the city clerk. He said he already did.
Right, okay.
Don't need
Any items, Mr. Zimmett?
Yes, I have one item. As most of the commission probably knows, the legislature held a special session earlier this month. They adopted a few bills, one of which does affect the city of Largo. As you'll recall, back in the last legislative session earlier this year, the legislature adopted Senate Bill 250, which in part restricted the city from adopting any more restrictive land use development regulations within the city of Largo. The city commission, before Senate Bill 250 went into effect, had approved an ordinance that did impose additional setback requirements in the Tri-City area, special area plan. Well, the legislature has revised Senate Bill 250, and make a longer story short, it no longer applies to the city of Largo or Pinellas County. So what does that mean? That means we're free, if the commission wishes, to go back and re-adopt the ordinance incorporating those setback restrictions in the Tri-City area special area plan. And if that is the wish of the commission, I will get with community development and get that ordinance back before the commission. That the new bill went into effect November 13th, so we're free to adopt that ordinance at any time.
But do you just need a motion from us now?
No, I just think consensus or direction, if I get direction that,
Well,
direction item that.
There are 5 of us here, and is there any discussion? Anybody would like to take this up?
No, that's a very, we should go back to what we initially passed. That was a far superior bill. That ordinance, that ordinance that we passed, that was very good.
Just as a reminder, so the purpose of those setback restrictions was to protect the existing neighborhoods
Yes.
that border the Tri-City area plan that could be affected by the enhanced densities that are provided for in the plan.
I would like to see that happen. However, Mayor Brown is not here and Commissioner Robinson's not here, and I would wonder if we would rather wait until the next meeting this month when all 7 of us are here to discuss this.
Yes.
I'm sure there'll be
Well, he can bring
consensus to do
He
it.
can bring it back. We can discuss it. I mean, if he brings it back, you can actually have your first passage of it at the next meeting, providing you get your majority vote. You know, I can cite one example of why our ordinance was a better deal for the people here, is the guy wants to build an apartment complex off the frontage road on US 19, and the way the state had changed that 100-mile radius, there's a couple of houses back there, you know, a bunch of these retired folks own these places, and that's where their money was invested. They was going to have a 4-story apartment building. They could have thrown a rock getting into the guy's backyard. They were that close. But with our initial one, there was a bit more buffer there, which was far superior than what the state wanted us to do.
I recall the conversation, the
But I mean,
discussion.
giving Alan direction to go ahead and bring it back, you could have your first hearing on the thing. Well, it wouldn't be a hearing. We've already had the thing.
No,
You'd have to re-adopt
You'd have to go
you repealed
re-adopt
it, so we have to start the process all over
I'd
again.
say bring it back the end of this month.
I don't think it'll come back to the commission. It's going to have to go to the planning board. And I know
Yeah.
Bob Clute is sitting out there and Cheryl Reed is out there, so it'd have to go to the planning board first. The next planning board meeting, it was going to be the first week of January. Did I got that right? So that's the earliest we can do it anyway. It wouldn't come to the commission until late January.
So it's
early
just a
February.
matter of getting the ball rolling, that's all.
I'm in favor.
You in favor? Donna?
I'm fine with it. This won't affect anything over there right now, correct? We have nothing,
it can't.
okay.
Yeah, there's no,
No
my
pending.
understanding is
There's
there's no
nothing
pending
pending.
application.
I just wanted to double check, correct? Okay.
All right, there's consensus to go ahead and move forward.
Okay, well, since Ms. Reed and Mr. Clute are here, I think they have received the direction and they'll proceed.
Got it done.
You heard that, right? Okay, all right.
And that was the only item I had tonight.
Well, thank you. Commissioner Hulk?
Just a great ceremonial night we had tonight. Citizens Academy, one of my absolute favorite, and love seeing the citizens getting involved and guiding them as to what the city is really all about, and informing them of why and how things are done here in the city.
It's always great to see new firefighters sworn in, and so proud of our extrication team and what they've accomplished, and how hard, I went out to a couple of their trainings, and how hard they really were working to pull this team together, and it was very awesome to watch. So bring home the gold from Portugal.
Azores. The Azores.
Oh, yeah. I think that's all I have tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Johnson.
First, I want to thank Ms. Stokes for coming in and talking to us today, and we're certainly going to look into your concerns. Very excited for our firefighters. I know that probation period is a tough time, and having their yellow helmets, I know, is a huge honor, and I'm excited. What a great group. I loved hearing about them. Citizens Academy, one of the members of Citizens Academy, her name's Peggy, served with me on the Finance Advisory Board, very nice lady. So we do have some active advisory board folks, but I do recommend, participation on the advisory boards for our citizens. I think that's a fantastic way to get back to the city and learn more. Certainly, I valued my time on the Finance Advisory Board for 8 years, so I loved it. So, thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to Commissioner Smith.
I'd also like to congratulate all the firefighters. It's so nice to see the families and to see the room packed like this, and the joy of families to the swearing in is a cool thing for anybody. So I thank their families for coming out and being here for that moment. And the team, awesome job. To see it in the news and everything and bringing the spotlight to Largo, that is such a cool thing. I'm proud of them. Keep it up and kick butt wherever you go. I didn't say the other words. So, also this past Friday, I had the opportunity with our communication outreach and the team to go out and do a neighborhood grant in the Middle Creek community last Friday. They applied for one of our grants to improve their community, and they did a ribbon cutting out there. They're looking at doing some Florida-friendly landscaping and some buffering for their community. It's so nice to be there for them and see that they went through this process. And then also hear some of the things that they had some concern, hiccups with, but weren't major, but things that we can learn from. But I say to any resident who's interested in a community grant to improve your community, I believe it's $3,000 the city will match, or either through money or volunteer time. Come up with any idea for your neighborhood. It could be from like there's a family Florida-friendly landscaping to even a little friendly a free library in your neighborhood. I know that our library staff will most likely work with a resident who builds one of those, and those things are such joy to have in a neighborhood where some people can't make it to a library or the bookmobile, and I have a soft spot in my heart for books, so reach out to our staff and apply for that. And like I said, it's the Neighborhood Community Improvement Grant. Also, this past Saturday, the commission, we had a great time at the tree lighting. Seeing the families out there was so awesome. It's one of the joys I have sitting up there, as being a commissioner, looking out on those families enjoying our community and our park and just having a good time out there. I would only ask, maybe we can look into maybe some control patterns at Missouri and West Bay. There was some residents a couple times that almost got hit. Our guards did great jobs and was trying to protect everybody, and maybe it kind of got backed up really bad there. So maybe if we can find different ways to facilitate moving around that intersection a little bit easier, I'll get with the city manager and see if maybe if we can or something like that. But other than that, it was a cool time. To any resident, our Central Park is a great park to take your families out to and see the Christmas lights right now and see the Christmas tree. Also, our staff lit up Ulmer Park for the first time in downtown, so that's an awesome thing to go out and look at. That downtown is hot, getting going, and support the businesses out there. We need to support our small businesses that are there and have been here through the entire time. So please get out through Christmas time and support those businesses where you can. There's a great Indian restaurant my partner loves, going out there and enjoying their food. I'll do a plug for them. And also, our staff is offering a cool event. It was talked about a little bit. It's called Sensitive Santa. It's this Friday, December 8th, and Friday, December 15th, from 6 to 7:30 at Ulmer Park. It's free to attend. This is an event where it allows families the opportunity to experience the magic of the holidays in a safe, controlled environment, featuring sensory? Yes, activities and alternative seating options for families to take photos with Santa. This is a cool thing. I mean, we're helping out those who can't do something, and this is what Largo should be about, the families and community and everybody who needs to enjoy something. So I appreciate our staff for doing that and offering this. So it's this Friday, December 8th, also Friday, December 15th, from 6:30 to 7:30 at Ulmer Park in our downtown. Come out and enjoy getting a picture with Santa while he stops by, while he's very busy this season. Last thing, Ms. Stokes, thank you for coming and bringing this to attention. It came on my radar, and I felt that it was something that needed to be brought to this commission's attention. I don't condone bullying. I think it is a horrible thing, and something that we want our parents and our kids to enjoy camp and be active. I don't know all the details, and I hope staff, through our direction, through the Vice Mayor's suggestion, that we reach out to her and explain some of it, what's going on if we can. But we need to, if this is what's happening, we need to fix this, because we should not be allowing this to be happening. I work in a library. We would not allow something like this to be happening to another child, especially one, and a parent that's stepping up to take the time to come speak to us. We need to look into that and address those concerns. Other than that, thank you, and y'all have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Holmes.
Are you done?
No.
Take a pill, Mike. Take a pill. Couple of things. Number one, what he said about Central Park. Yeah, Central Park is really, really nice. We're probably one of the best ones so far. It's one thing about when we showed the extrication team that was here, like Donna said, the two of us, we were privy to to their practice sessions. And there's one thing about watching them practice this. The practicing was for what they did tonight. That was the competition. And that competition that was done in New York, that was a national competition for any, they had an elimination process like FSU didn't make. But no comment on it.
They should have.
But this was the practice. Unfortunately, I have seen them in action a couple of times, and you're just mesmerized by what they're really doing. Being in competition is one thing. That's tactical response. That's what that is. When they're on the job and they're trying to get somebody out of one of these vehicles or out of a structure, that is so different than just watching them practice this. And the lieutenant kind of underplayed that. I mean, if it was me, I'd have hammered home on that. But I've seen them in action when they're doing this for real. And they're actually quicker at it when they're doing it for real than when they're doing it in these practice sessions. Because the practice sessions, there's a cadence that they have to get into. Well, the cadence is what they learn. And when they get into the real environment there, that's what they're doing. It's just boom, boom, boom. And it's just, it's a marvel to watch that. And you're really thankful that the city of Largo has firefighters like that. Anyway, that's all. I do take the pill, Michael. I've got nothing else to say.
Thank you, Commissioner. I too want to congratulate everybody during the ceremonial items tonight. The graduates from Citizens Academy. That is a commitment. And that goes for many weeks, and you have to be there. It's a marvelous opportunity to learn about your city government, to become involved, and I will echo once again So many of these people go through Citizens Academy, apply for positions on our advisory boards, and contribute to the city a great deal and get a great deal out of it. We want to hear from the citizens, and the advisory boards are the number one source that we go to. They make important decisions, and those important decisions are brought to the commission and are respected. So if anybody's interested, go ahead and apply. Go to our website, largo.com, and do it. I want to congratulate our new firefighters. That's a lot of work, too. And just to remind folks, that's 1 year of probationary status before you're even pinned and get your yellow helmet. And that's quite an accomplishment. It's not that easy. And as far as the extrication team, I've attended some trainings and tried to manhandle one of those jaws of life. They're massive. They're beasts. And part of the training for those is to actually get those to pick up an egg, a raw egg with that, and move it and release it. Can't be done. Not by me. I do want to know, does anybody know the date of the old-fashioned Christmas parade?
It's a week from Saturday.
A week from Saturday. Please come on out. It's so much fun, and there'll be more news about it. But please, bring the kids. It's a load of fun. And I do want to make a distinction between Florida friendly and Florida native. Florida friendly is not always Florida native, and the first choice always in planting should be Florida native, because we're here in Florida, and anything that's friendly is, to me, it's just another word for invasive. But that's only me. Anyway, congratulations to everyone. It's wonderful. Please enjoy the holiday season, and as you're doing it, think about peace and living in the community and respect for everyone. So, City Manager Kerp.
I think I want to just add one thing to all the kind words everyone said tonight. Especially want to thank our park staff, who certainly puts in extra long hours during the season. We're very thankful. Amongst all the other volunteer contributions of our citizens, I got the fortune to sit down with our golf course volunteers today for their appreciation lunch. Tremendous group of 50 men and women who make our golf course the special place that it is, and they're all very proud of the work that they do there. So I just want to acknowledge them tonight and thank them.
Okay. Do we have any commission directives?
Yes, I have two things. A request by Vice Mayor Gerard that staff look into the situation at the Highland Recreation Center camps described by Ms. Stokes and report back to the City Commission. And a request by Commissioner Smith that staff look at the traffic control patterns during events at Missouri and Bay Drive.
Okay, the details for the parade are the 16th, a Saturday, December 16th, from 12 to 2, the Largo's Old Fashioned Christmas Parade. This has been hosted in the downtown area off of behind Ulmer Park, right off of Ulmer Park on downtown. It's been hosted by many years in the Rotary Club and staff and the mayor and Vice Mayor Commissioner Robinson and them have done a great job every year. There's a big turnout every year. Usually, in my opinion, 200 or 300 people. It's so cool. It's a small little community one and it's very friendly for everybody to come. Again, like Commissioner Holmes said, it's the 16th of December. From 12 to 2, right behind Ulmer Park.
And lots of cool stuff was thrown. I picked the beads up the other day.
Extremely kid-friendly, too.
Yes.
It's very, very family-friendly, and it's just a wonderful time. If there's nothing else,
Meeting adjourned.
meeting adjourned.